Hello and welcome back to the Broken Doll. Now tonight I come to you with this doll again, and I just want to make sure you're seeing everything. Okay, this is centering her. Alright, so anyways, I've been doing some sanding on her. Now we're going to take a look at her eyes first. I love this eye. This eye is looking pretty good, but this eye here is still bothering me. I still think she could use a little bit of Milliput going right across in here, and I need to fix this little flick in here. I kind of knew I was going to have to make some more up. That's why I didn't fix that right away. But I'm not so worried about the front of the head. We're going to worry about the back of the head right now. Now I did some sanding here, and I sanded down a lot of this here. So we've got that all healed up, nice and smooth and soft and everything. But now what I want to do is go over this top part of the head. I'm going to try to leave this in here alone, but we're going to work all up in this area, all around the crown of the head, all this here to this seam line. We're going to stay back in this, like this is the area where we're going to stay. So what am I working with? I have this stuff here called spackling. Okay, now this stuff is pink, and when it's dry it turns white. Now the thicker you put it on, the longer of course it's going to take to dry, because it has to dry out. So I'll be putting on thin layers, and then sand, another thin layer, sand, until I get the look I'm looking for. And it covers in all this other rough looking area here. And you put on, take off, put on, take off. Oh my goodness, getting the lid off. So here it is. This is what it looks like. It's pink. Okay, so the thing is, what you want to do is, and I'm going to start at the top, work myself to the back. So you just take some of this here, and we're just going to start laying it on. Now, not everybody agrees with using spackling. That's up to you, what you like to use. I did have this other stuff called mud, some type of mud, but the only thing is, there's been little talks about it causing cancer. So I didn't want to be around that. But anyways, we're just going to work this all in, and it covers in all this rough area. And we just keep it thin, and then we'll come back to and sand maybe tomorrow. So let me get this in my hands. There we go. All right, and we're just going to use one finger to paint this stuff on. And this fills in a lot of nasty area. Now, I won't do it in one. It might take three or four coats of this to get the satisfaction. So I sand to see what it's covered, and then I go back again and sand and do it again. And I've done it up to 5-6 times on a doll, and until I feel satisfied. There's nothing wrong. If you don't feel satisfied, I'm trying to stay away from the hair, just a little bit of the hair. We don't want to lose that hair or sand it out or anything. So you can already see it starting to turn white, you know. So yeah, because you keep it thin. I don't care if it goes over this white part. I've smoothed it out. I sand it. I got sanding stuff all over my shirt here. That's all right. I go in and I just have a nice, I'm going to have a shower before I go to bed tonight, so that's okay. And but I just go over this. Now I want to stay away from this hairline at the back here, because it looks really good. But we can go down right into this part here, right into there. We're going to keep going. Yeah, just smooth it around. Okay. But see, one of the things when they were creating, manufacturing this doll, these men slapped it on. And that's what they did. And they didn't have the time to do this with the finger and go around everything. They slapped it. It was getting that doll out. That's what it was about, getting that doll onto the shelf, into a store, and, you know, that's what they did. So, you know, but me, I can do this, you know, because I'm just worrying about one doll. I have no timeline. It's just about making it look good here. And that's the beauty of it, you know, when you're fixing one of these little babies up. So see, I can stay away from all this hair that was covered up at one time, you know, and I just stay right on the seam line here. I'm going to cover that seam line up. There we go. There we are. And that looks really good. Yeah. We're just going to stay away from the hair. We want to keep that beautiful hair. There we go. There we go. We're going right over this line here, right over my white line. If it fills some gaps in, that's great. That's what we want. Okay, we're going to go right to this here. There we go. There. So we got the first little bit of, and we're going to let this dry overnight. There we go. So it's turning white like it's supposed to do. And okay, we want to just make sure you seal this. Okay. Now this does have a date on it. It will turn white and then almost to the point you can't use it anymore. When it turns white, I still use it. If the pink is gone, I still use it to some degree. But then it's so cheap, you know, it's like $5 or $4 or something like that. It's not very much. I just buy the little ones because I used to buy the big ones, but it used to turn, go sour, whatever it does, too quick on me. But I keep using it. I've used it right to the bottom and it was white and it worked perfect. Fine, you're just not going to get the pink. That's all it is. The pink, you know, dries out, you know, but I don't care about that. As long as it can still work for me, I'm fine with it. Okay, and like I said, this is one of many coats yet to come. We got to start somewhere with it, but I hope you enjoy what you're seeing here. Thank you for joining me, and if you like what you see here, give me a thumbs up and I just want to work on the head right now. I think the head is more what I want to do right now. And there's some areas up in here that look a little rough in here where the hair is. And I might put a little bit in here. I just don't want to work on the front. I really want to concentrate on the back. But as we come to the front of the head, I do want to deal with this with just some spackling in here. I don't want to go too far, like I say, into the hairline, but I don't mind taking this and just filling it with some of this, and maybe we can smooth it over a little bit, and we can just do like a little dab type of thing. But it's beyond, it's on this side of the line, so we'll deal with this side of the line at a later time. But this will work. I've done it before, and it works out just beautiful. And like I said, we can't get every little nick. You're not going to, on a doll that's been so damaged and so old and so worn torn, you're not going to get every bit off, like, thing looked after on the doll. You got to come to that realization right at the beginning of your project. But we can come pretty close, and we can do pretty good work on her. You know, get her looking nice. Really, actually, not nice. We're going for beautiful. So she will look really beautiful when she's done. But it's just a matter of you know, just doing our steps as we move along. It's all about your steps. When I sanded her, I used P180. My sandpaper here is P180, and I just sanded it down, and yeah, she's looking really good. Haven't touched the limbs, not going to right now. I think we're just going to deal with the head at this time, and we'll come back to the limbs at a later time. I usually do that. We might even mix up the paint her up, and get her head looking good, just so you can see that part of her done. And then I'll deal with the legs maybe later. Actually, no, that's not true. Because, you know, this is my, I really went too forward on that. As I think about it, I'm like, no. When I sand everything. Because I don't want the mess again, you know. So I will get the sanding part done, but I may not do the painting right away. That's more what I'm saying. I might not paint the legs right off the bat. I think we'll just deal with her head, get her looking really pretty, beautiful, so we can see the head that we're, like, the beautiful baby that we're working with. And but I will sand the legs right away so that all sanding is done. But any other work, like putting the spackling on, won't happen right away. That will be left to a later time. I think we're just going to deal with the head, and like I say, get her looking pretty. So that's what I meant by that. So I'll clarify that. All sanding will be done first. Spackling later for the limbs. Okay, so, but this is great. And you can see that just because it all turns white doesn't always mean that it's dried. I really like leaving it hardening. Like, one thing about it, I've left it for 2 days sometimes to let this stuff really harden. And the longer I found I left it, the better it filled in. If I did it too quick, it all wanted to come off. So you really want to, I really suggest, I may not come back now with a video. I'm going to do some St. Patrick's Day videos for you of dressing my dolls coming up while this just really hardens. And which also helps with the fact of not putting on maybe as many layers as I used to have to, because I didn't understand the temperament of spackling. When spackling dries for a good length of time, it cures almost, and it becomes something different than what I used to think it was. I always thought it was very soft, it'd come off, it came off all the time, so I put more on. Sometimes like I said, I put on 5 layers at one time. I've got myself down to 2 to 3 layers. I think that's the most I put on because this doll's so damaged. Sometimes she might make a liar out of me, and 2 might be as much, or 1. I don't know about 1. We'll really think about that one. But yeah, always learning how products work, and I can spare you that experience if you just if you're going to use this stuff. Really let it sit for 2-3 days. Give it I've even let it go a week, and it's just beautiful to work with when you come back after several days with this stuff here. So just because it's looks dry, it might be dry, I just let it keep going and just let it have its moment. And when I come back, it's beautiful to sand. And this is what now, Thursday? Maybe Sunday might be a good day to come back and look at it and start sanding. You know, I think Sunday night would be a good time to do this. That's giving it Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I think that would be great. 3 days of letting it dry and letting it have its moment just to do what it should be doing. And that's what I learned about spackling and just my experience with spackling. So I hope you enjoy what you're seeing. And there's a lot of good stuff to learn as we move along here. And sometimes it doesn't always take an expensive product to use on your doll. And it just a little $5 tub of something can work on these dolls just as well. And so anyways, have a good night, everybody. And if you're dropping by and you're not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. And give me a thumbs up if you like what you see here. A comment. I love those. Oh, and to Peggy Trout, I got to get your video done. I am ready. You know what? That would be great to do while this is drying in the next 3 days. I will get your video going for you. I have to make your video. I know what to do now. I was unsure about that because I've never had the problem of what you were talking about. So, Peggy, I'm coming for you. I am. Over the next 3 days, there's going to be a video for you. All right. Thanks for joining me. And more to come of this wonderful doll. Bye-bye.